So welcome to Tef's Travails, everyone. This week we're solving a little problem here in the downstairs lavatory where you see there is no toilet roll holder. So let's do a bit of making, get in the garage and solve this problem. What I want to knock up is a very simple little rustic style toilet roll holder made out of pieces of scrap wood here. And this is my stash, and I think I'm going to try and use this little piece of old pallet wood, which is still in usable condition for indoor use, and this old bootlace. Let's see how it's going to work. Okay, so what I've done so far is I've just squared off this end of the piece of wood in the box here, and then marked up the width of the roll. And who knew that the standard British bog roll is 10 centimeters wide? So I've gone up to 12, nice biblical number there for both pieces of wood. I've noticed, however, there is a crack running right across the piece. Yeah, these jokes just write themselves. So hopefully that won't cause it to split. But if it does, then we'll have to choose another piece of scrap. Okay, so I wasn't happy with this piece of wood because I realised that we are going to have to drill some holes actually in both pieces. So it probably would have fallen completely apart. So I've chosen another bit of, again, pallet wood, not quite as characterful, but hopefully slightly more structural. Yeah, so I know what you're thinking. How is this lunatic going to make a toilet roll holder out of 2 bits of wood and a piece of black string? Well, we've now got to the stage where we need to start drilling some holes. So these two on this piece are going to be where the back plate is attached to the wall, so we're going to countersink these as well to accept some screws. And then this piece here will go on the top like that, and on here you've got 2 holes for the rope, and then in the back here we need to put some small thin ones for the screws which will attach it on a right angle to the back plate. So I'll bring you back when that's done. Okay, so hopefully you can see how the project is taking shape. This plate here is going to be what's screwed to the wall. I had to be a bit careful with choosing the hardware here because it's not very thick and something could split it. So I had to choose some thin screws here. But I've got quite a decent stash, and most of this is all salvaged as well from other projects. So total cost so far of the project is a big fat 0, which is good because I can just about afford that. Okay, so we moved on a little bit since last time. What I've done now is given the whole thing a good sand down with the mouse, just so that it will accept some sort of sealant. You've got countersinks on the screw holes at the back there, and this is basically how the project is going to end up. What I've done here on this this hole here, this is the fixed end of the rope. So that's just tied in place there, but this hole here you're going to need a slot cut, so I just need to do that with a saw more than likely, and then tidy up that hole a bit, and then we'll shorten the rope, tie a big knot in it so it stays in there so you can move it on and off, and then we'll put some sealant on it. Yeah, so this is not quite as simple as it looks, because you've got to make what is effectively a very, very thin cut here. And if you go too far to one direction, you'll make the slot too big and the rope will fall out. So yeah, I've got to be quite careful here. Okay, so that slot has now been cut. I managed to get away without splitting it, and I'll put a little countersink on the hole there. So I'll just clean up the slot with a file, and hopefully we can fit the rope. Okay, so that's now mounted at what I think is a decent height, so it hangs properly. What we can do now is cut that rope at the correct length and make a removable knot to go in that slot. Okay, so the rope is cut to length, and I'm just going to try and burn it through to make a nice end on this nylon without trying to burn my fingers. Let's see. Yep, I think that will do. So that's the piece largely complete, apart from slapping on a bit of PVA, which I mixed up here in a 4:1 ratio. That's pretty much all we've got to do and then fit it. The only mistake really was this piece of pallet wood here. Selected the wrong one, but you know, that just shows the value of checking what you've picked out of your stash and making sure it's fit for purpose. But as they say, we do it right because we do it twice. So let's get some PVA on here. I haven't got any water-based varnish, which is why I'm using PVA, but hopefully that should be enough. Okay, there we go. A little bit of sealant on there now, just that 4:1 PVA. So let's let it dry, and then we'll put it up. Okay, so here's the finished article, everyone. I actually screwed it into this this conduit here, which is made of plasterboard and stud work. So I had to be a little bit careful not to hit any pipes, but actually just here you still into timber stud work, so that was okay really. I couldn't put it any further down because the little ones are got to be able to reach it as well. So let's see if it fits. Stick the roll on the rope, and then put the rope through there, put it down, the weight of the roll keeps it down, get it level, and look at that. That's perfect. That works perfectly. So that's not bad at all. And also, you know, when you've reached the appropriate moment, you can rest your phone on top of it as well. All right, so you can stop looking at crap on your phone for a moment and deal with the, well, that's enough of that. Look, thank you everyone for coming along and I'm watching how to make a little lavatory roll holder here, and thank you for hanging out with Tef Travails.